The technology which is going to have the biggest impact in the next few decades has arrived. And it's not social media, it is not Facebook, it is not Instagram, it is not robotics, it is not even AI. You will be surprised to learn that the technology which is going to have the biggest impact is the underlying technology used by cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, and it is called the blockchain. Blockchain, a chain of blocks. My name is Evan Givanakis. I am an entrepreneur, public speaker, business coach, and certified block expert in the US. I believe this is now the next generation of the internet, and currently the way we know the internet is like the internet of information. I send you, for example, an email, I attach a PDF file, a few seconds later you receive the email with a PDF, but you receive the copy, you don't receive the original, and there is nothing wrong with that. But what about when it comes to money or other financial assets such as stocks or bonds? What about music, or what about a vote in the voting system? In this kind of situations, receiving the copy, it is not the best scenario. What if I send you $100, for example? It is important that I don't still have the money. And this has been called the double spend problem by cryptographers. So in other words, if you realize we rely totally on intermediaries in order to establish trust in our society and life, in middlemen. Companies, financial institutions, banks, government, credit card companies. And all those institutions so far have been doing a good job, but there are growing problems. The first problem is that they are centralized, which means they can be hacked. JP Morgan, LinkedIn, even the US government had this issue before. The second problem is they are too slow. Sometimes it could take days to send money across the city. And they are expensive. Sometimes to send money across another country, it could take not even days, it could take weeks, and the financial institution who is going to perform that transaction could take commission up to 10 or even 20%. So let me ask you a question. What if there was not only the internet of information, but also an internet of value? Some sort of global distributed ledger running on millions of computers around the world, available to everyone. And most important, without the need of a middleman. Well, in 2008, when the financial crisis happened, and by the way, we live similar situations today, someone under the name of Nakamoto, which I'm not sure if that's his or her real name, created a paper where he developed a protocol for a digital cash that used an underlying cryptocurrency called Bitcoin. And with Bitcoin, people were able to transact and establish trust without the need of a third party. Now, don't confuse Bitcoin with blockchain. Bitcoin is an asset, and like every other asset, its price goes up and down. And that should be an interest to you if you are a speculator. So Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency. It is not a fiat currency where it's controlled by a state nation. And there are many cryptocurrencies out there. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and many, many others. But the interesting part here, it is not Bitcoin or any other currency, but the technology behind, the underlying technology, which is called blockchain. And for the first time in human history, because of blockchain, people like me and you can transact with each other, peer-to-peer, without the need of a third party. So that trust, it is not controlled or built by a private institution like a bank or like a government or like a financial institution or by a company. That trust is built among us by collaboration, by cryptography, and by some clever code. And you may ask yourself, why should I care? Evan, I understand Bitcoin, I understand cryptography, I understand what blockchain is, but why should I care? And my answer to you is because I believe that the technology blockchain, that technology, blockchain, has the opportunity for better wealth distribution among people. It can provide people the opportunity to earn more in a more transparent way, and it can improve prosperity. And let me give you two examples. Example number one, you know Airbnb, Uber, Grab, all those companies, all those sharing economy companies. I tend to disagree a little bit because I don't think they are sharing economy companies. What they do, they aggregate services and then they sell them. So if you have a room, for example, yes, Airbnb and other platforms could be a great platform for you to advertise and earn extra income. The same with if you want to work with Grab or Uber, either full-time or part-time. You can have the opportunity to make money, but they are still centralized. So if you want to rent your room, your free room in the house, to make extra money via Airbnb, you still need to use Airbnb platform and you still need to pay a commission to them. The same mentality, the same idea, the same business model with Grab, Uber. If you want to drive, if you want to do either a full-time driver or a part-time driver for extra income. So what if though we had a distributing platform based on a blockchain and owned by anyone who has a room to rent without being centralized? Another example is the remittance business, which is an $800 billion industry and it keeps growing every month. The money sending business. Shelalyn Gonzalez is a housekeeper who lives in Dubai. She's from the Philippines, and every month she sends money back home to her mother in Manila. What she needs to do, she needs to take the money cash, needs to walk into a Western Union shop, she hands over the cash, the transaction will take around 3-4 days, nobody really knows exactly when the money will arrive, and that company, the shop, will take around 3-4-5% commission. When the money arrives after 3-4 days in Manila, her mom needs to take a jeepney, half an hour to the nearest Western Union shop. She will go there with her passport and ID to collect the money, and then she will take the bus back home. So the whole procedure will take 2-3 hours for each person. But for the last 3 months, Shelalyn has been using an online app which is based on blockchain, and I'm not going to say which app, I'm not going to say the name. The point here is not to advertise or to badmouth any companies. So Shelalyn logs in, she sends $300 automatically, almost, within few seconds. Her mom in Manila, 1,000 miles away, receives $300. She checks on her app who is the nearest approved teller. She chooses the teller. After 10-15 minutes, the teller knocks on her door, gives her the money in Filipino peso. She takes the money, she puts it in the wallet. The whole procedure takes 5 to 10 minutes, and Shelalyn gets charged only around 2%. That's another example of how a decentralized blockchain app can help people around the world. So, if you're new into the blockchain industry, take time to study, either through the website or you can contact me directly. It is always positive when I see governments which are developing agencies in order to understand, explore, and use blockchain for the benefits on its people. The technology, it is very, very new, and I do believe that it has a fantastic potential in the years ahead.